In the swamp, chomping all day long. Saturday nights in Death Valley, that tiger strong. So we Razorbacks, crowd calling the hogs. Blue Ridge battle Wildcats, bringing the dogs. Show me Mizzo, black and gold fight. Boomer Sooner running on a Saturday night. Hook 'em horns, burnt orange in the sun. 12th man standing, Aggies get it done. Saturday lights, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Saturday lights, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score.
Welcome to this presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.
Yeah, my guy. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your man, Nick Frazier, man. We are around the water cooler, as always, man. And the guy that's rocking with me, you can't see him, but you can hear him. Tell him who you are, boss, man.
It's your boy, Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler, as always. You know, we just have a great time here around the water cooler, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into it, man, let's do this real quick. We got to take care of some rules, man. We got to take care of some stuff real quick. You know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already, please go subscribe to these YouTube channels, man. Subscribe so I got Ted's SEC season. I got Tightsports and Alabama Football Megacast. He might join us this afternoon. I got DC Wolf over at Auburn_Addicts TV, man. Make sure you go subscribe over there. Dustin over at the Uptempo Podcast. I got B Sharp over at Sharpshooter Sports Talk. Vanny Chris over at the Golden Broom Podcast. I got at the Huggy Beard himself on YouTube and on Twitter. Also, man, I got Kid Country, man. Make sure you go subscribe to I Got Kid Country on YouTube. And, of course, the legend himself, Bubba and the old man, Auburn Sports Talk. Also, go subscribe to JMHO Sports Talk with I Got Coach Sean on the Block Sports with Coach Carl. And, of course, I got Dylan over at the College Loop. Also, mess with the people that mess with Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Shout out to I Got DJ. You want to feel like a star? Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood with an EY. And, of course, follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us, man, and mess with the people that mess with Water Cooler Talk Sports. Also, y'all know what it is. Adelines by Chef Country, man. 2371 Highway 14, Otagoville, Alabama, man. Make sure you go over there and you check
they do it right,
man. We will be there October 17th, 2026. Auburn versus Georgia. We will be going live from there. So make sure that you in the place, man. We're going to keep pubbing it all off season long and when the season get in because we want everybody to be in the place at Adelines. 2371 Highway 14, Otagoville, Alabama. But we do it right, man. That's what it is. If you all have not already, man, I interviewed a guy earlier, or the interview dropped this morning. young kid, class of 2027, prospect out of Theodore High School in Mobile, man. We talked with Kendrick Abel Jr., real solid kid, real bright kid, real smart kid. Telling you, man, rushed for over 1,500 yards last year as a junior, going into his senior season this year. I think he had 16 touchdowns as well. So I'm telling you, man, go check out that interview with I got Kendrick Abel Jr. He got big plans for his senior campaign coming up in the 2026 season. So make sure you go check out that interview over on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, man, as well, man. Also, man, do us a favor, man. Go subscribe to our YouTube. Go subscribe to our social medias. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, so hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. You're watching us right now. Also, follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. Trying to get the followers up on Twitter. Trying to get the followers up on Instagram at the Water Cooler Talk because we're posting a lot more over there as well. Also on TikTok is the same. Also at Water Cooler Talk Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. If you have not, visit watercoolertalksports.com. That's www.watercoolertalksports.com.
What's got the website?
The website. If each one of you go and visit the website once per day and read an article per day, it will make my day. I appreciate it so much, man. For y'all rocking with us here around the water cooler as always. And if you want to support us financially, man, if you want to support the channel financially, $5.99 a month to join the Coolest Cube game. Also, man, member only content is coming. And then, of course, you support the channel, man. Also, super chats in the chat, man. We appreciate that so much, man. We thank y'all so much for rocking with us here, as always, around the water cooler. Ladies and gentlemen, two guys have joined us around the water cooler. It is one, Tez from it's SC Season. What's up, Tez? How you feeling, man?
Tez, man, what's happening, man? What's happening, fellas? How y'all doing?
Feeling great, feeling great. And ladies and gentlemen, our resident Alabama fan, the one, the only,
Hey,
Tightsports and Alabama football megacast. It is Tightsports. What up, Tight? How you feeling?
It's a blessing to be here tonight, man. Over here trying to heal, being all broken up like this, because 2026 is over.
It is.
It's over, man.
You should be getting ready for football season now, Tight.
We're getting ready for we're getting ready for talking about football season, man. I mean, the title say Alabama's broken, man. We hurting over here.
We're gonna talk about it tonight. We're gonna talk about it tonight.
Man.
But before we
might
talk
not be
about
broken. They may be broke because I saw
Maybe
what they spent a ton of money on flights last year. It's an astronomical amount.
Oh man, that's
the
good. We
difference.
Got to get there, man.
We are trying to be elite around here at Water Cooler Talk. Ladies, before we get into this conversation, me and Ted had the opportunity to go on a show about a week ago, week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, called the Heavy Hitters Podcast on YouTube. Heavy Hitters is what they're called, man. And the one, the only, the man that invited us over there to come talk about Bobby Jameson Travis. He's coming back and he's over here with us right now, ladies and gentlemen. They call him the Don from the Heavy Hitters Podcast on YouTube. It is the Don. What's up, my guy? Welcome around the water cooler, man. How you feeling, Don? How you feeling?
What's happening?
Good with y'all, man. How y'all doing, man?
Doing great, man. We doing great,
Flames,
man. We
baby.
appreciate you so much, man, for giving us a little bit of your time tonight, coming and rocking with us around the water cooler on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, man. Before we get into it, man, I want you to shout out your channel, man. I want you to shout out your social medias. I want you to let everybody know where they can go follow you at, where they can find you, and how they can keep in touch with Heavy Hitters.
All right. I appreciate the love, man. First off, man, anybody who's watching this, first and foremost, y'all should be subscribed to the channel right here. All right, these guys are doing a great job with Auburn football, Auburn sports, SEC football. You know, I'm not an SEC guy myself, but, you know, I do like to listen to, you know, knowledgeable, you know, content creators who cover, you know, teams like Georgia, Auburn, Bama, Texas. You know, you never know. My Wolverines may end up playing someone in the playoffs or in a bowl game. So, hey, I'm just saying, man. But anyway, y'all can follow me on Twitter at Heavy Hitters it's Heavy Hitters THE at the end. Also go subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Heavy Hitters. We started off covering Falcons football, but we're branching out. We're covering more NFL and all the college sports. I'm also getting into the groove of covering Michigan athletics. And I've been busy the past few days. In case y'all know, go blue.
Tight don't like that, man. I'm telling you, Tight don't like that because
I know.
y'all beat them. Y'all beat them the first and last day of the year in one calendar year.
And last week.
And last week, as a matter of fact, in basketball, that is true.
We beat two SEC schools to get to the dance. So hey, I can't complain.
There it is, man.
You could have left that part out, man.
Wow.
I had to turn on my phone when he said go blue because he almost got me beat up.
Hey, SEC say they run everything, and football. The last 3 champions was Big Ten. I hate it. I'm not a conference guy. I'm a Michigan guy. So you tell me about something about Indiana. How do I feel about Indiana winning? Don't even ask me about that team in Ohio. I just look. I bleed maize and blue, but I am from Georgia. I live in Atlanta. So I am an Atlanta sports guy. I just don't support the schools.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
You don't believe in felonious driving? Anyway, go ahead.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, man, let's get into this thing, man. But before we get into it, man, we got to shout out everybody that's rocking with us, man. I got Jermaine Mims is in the chat. What's up, Jermaine, man? Appreciate you so much for rocking with us as always, man. I got Auburn Dad for life. AD4L is rocking with us in the chat. What's up, Auburn Dad? My guy Wade is in the chat. What's up, Wade? How you feeling, man? Hope you feeling good. Hope you feeling great. Big Sarge rocking with us as well.
Like it is.
What's up, Big Sarge, man? Ant, your favorite insider, our favorite insider, everybody's favorite insider. Ant the Insider is rocking with us as well, man. We appreciate y'all so much like that. The legend of Sweet Sugar Bear Williams, the Rooster Mac himself. It is the Huggy Beard checking in with us. What's up, Huggy, man? How you feeling? There she is. My favorite Auburn fan. It is Connie, man.
What's happening, Miss Connie?
What's up, Connie? Oh,
I'm
man.
sorry to hear that, Miss
Man,
Connie.
we praying for you, Miss Connie. I know you did mention that last time you was on here that he was sick. So we're praying for you as always, man. That is
condolences.
I can't even.
Definitely, Miss Connie.
That's wild, man. But we praying for Miss Connie, man. Make sure everybody keep Miss Connie in your prayers, man. Marcus's number 1 fan, Robert Smith, is in the chat. What's up, Robert? How you feeling, man? Hope you're feeling good. We appreciate you so much, man, for continuing to rock with us here around the world. I Bleed Crimson is in the chat.
There he is.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
That's he's like a southern superhero.
It was a joke. It was a joke. Bleed. And I didn't mean that literally. I know they got money down there. Spend a lot of money on flights is all.
That's it, man.
What do you mean?
What's up, D-Lev, man? We appreciate you so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler, D-Lev. As always, fellas, let's go ahead. Let's get into this discussion tonight, man. We don't want to keep y'all too long, but we got to do our thing around here when we do our thing around the water cooler. Y'all know how it is, man. Alabama is broken. We got a lot of people upset when I said that, man. And Auburn has never had a better chance to win the Iron Bowl right now. So basically, what we doing is we having a little Iron Bowl discussion.
I'm going to
have a little Iron Bowl discussion in the spring, and we can't do that, ladies and gentlemen, without the one, the only, the Charleston White of YouTube. It is.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
Kid Country. What's up, Kid Country?
Yeah. It's the kid, man. It's the kid, man. Still laughing from last night, man. Ready to go, Nick.
Let's make
I think I heard of you, Big Country, before, man. I think I heard of your name. You got your own channel?
Man, I don't be posting nothing on my channel, but well, you just call me Big Country, boy. That's all back memory.
I got you, man. Look, man. Like I said, man, I know you from somewhere. Like
you eat ribs?
It was a couple of years ago. You went in on a Georgia fan so hard one time. It was in the comment section, I believe. I think it was on Facebook or somewhere. I don't remember, but I'm like, thank you. Sometimes Georgia fans got to be humble sometimes, man. After they won those 2 good national championships, man. But anyway,
we like it, man. This is gonna be a great conversation. It's gonna be a great conversation, man. That's what it is, man. Let's get into it, man. All right, man. We basically gonna have an Iron Bowl debate in the spring. Is it normal? No. Are we gonna do it? Yes, we are. Because that's what we do. We in the state of Alabama. The Iron Bowl is a major rivalry in college sports. I don't care what one. Who said that? Who was that said that the Iron Bowl did? Who was that? Who was that?
Somebody that doesn't watch football, probably.
Nah, it's nah. He on
Joe Clark said
Clatt. That's who it was. Joe Clatt said what he said.
He said
somebody that didn't watch football.
That was right. What did they rank the Iron Bowl as?
He ranked
it was like third, fourth, or fifth, was it, Nick?
No. Rank it that low. It shouldn't be that low.
No, he said no. It was what he said. It was something he was saying. He said that it was not on the same level as the Ohio State Michigan.
Yeah, that's what
what he said.
I'm here to no. Listen. As a fellow Michigan fan of 37 years, hold on, you gotta just listen to me.
Okay.
Because y'all live here in the South, and I live here in the South. However, I lived up north.
That's where you're wrong, my friend.
I lived up north too. Hold on, man. Hold on.
Hold on.
All right. Michigan, Ohio State, this is Crips and Bloods. When we see each other walking in the street, somebody got to cross. Somebody got to move over. And I promise you, I'm not moving my ass over. Because I will go to war with an Ohio State fan. I have before, and I will again. On that note, you got to look at the total wins of both programs. Michigan has the most football wins of any program. And Ohio State, I believe they're second on that list. All right. Yeah, we've been playing for a longer time than most teams in the South. I get that. Understood. But if you look at every rivalry, all right, it's just the game. That's why it's called the game. It's not called a bowl or anything like that. It's called the game for a reason.
Good marketing.
And guess what? I'm telling you, whoever wins the game, of course they're gonna end up winning the Big Ten. Of course they're gonna this day and age because the playoff system. Of course they're gonna have a spot in the playoffs. And we've seen how it went down the past couple of years. We won in 23, and then they won the next year. So anytime the game is played, you know somebody's coming out of that game victorious and going to compete for a national championship. Now,
hey man,
Red River, I do have. Hold on.
This show is going off the rails already.
Hey, man.
It's going off the rails.
I'm patiently waiting on something foreign.
I'm not taking anything away from the Iron Bowl. Look, I grew up in foster home, and I grew up with a person who actually went to Auburn. All right, he graduated from Auburn in the 80s with Charles Barkley and Bo Jackson. All right, I've been down there to Jordan Hare Stadium. All right. I know the atmosphere. I've never been to the Iron Bowl before against Bama because again those tickets cost a lot of money, but it's a top five. It's a top five rivalry. I give them that.
Man, that's the number one rivalry. No top five, man.
Hey,
man.
Hold on. Let me get there.
Hey, man.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
This is the mockery.
You just said enough.
This is a mockery.
I didn't say that. I'm not just saying this.
Can I get that one, please?
Media outlets are saying it too. So it's not just my opinion.
Can I get that one, please? See, everybody on this panel don't stay in the South, my dude. That's where you're wrong.
Where you at right now, Marcus?
I actually stay in Ohio, Ted. I actually stay in Ohio where this Michigan and Ohio State rivalry that you brag about so much is relevant.
So
you don't understand? You guys have pro teams here that you guys don't even like. You guys don't even watch football sometimes because you guys love baseball. All we got is Alabama and Auburn in the South, sir.
Right.
That's why that rivalry is number one. Some guys don't even care about Ohio State, Michigan in Ohio.
Like the people in Cleveland
You
and Cincinnati.
You got to cross the street, my guy. I work with Michigan people who bring their Michigan stuff to work. It's not that serious, my guy. It's not that serious.
Opinion. That's your opinion. And let me tell you this:
I agree.
if you don't believe my opinion, you go to Sports Illustrated, go to all these Bleacher Report, go to all these.
They
don't watch
graduated from
football,
a Big Ten school. The major writers.
And then it's funny because he talked about national championship. That's recently. Michigan was dormant for like the last couple years before this.
Pre-Harbaugh.
Come on, man. Come
all the way back to Fisher.
I didn't want to do you like that. I
You ain't
respect
gotta
that.
look.
From Harbaugh to Fisher.
Look again. Fisher, who's Fisher?
Not Jeff Fisher. What's the coach that won that thing with Charles Woodson?
That was Lloyd Carr.
Lloyd Carr.
Before then,
Fisher was a basketball
win.
coach. Fisher was a basketball coach.
Hey, man.
took Michigan. It took Michigan to start to get another championship.
Let me go and shut this down right now. Let me shut it down, man.
Hold on.
Let me shut this down, man.
Hold on. What y'all not gonna do? Y'all not gonna gain up on me with this SEC stuff. Y'all not gonna gain up on me on the Iron Bowl.
You started it, man.
I'm finna give you your news, man.
All right, everybody. All right.
You just gotta wipe your feet in the rug for you.
Okay. All right.
Look, I wipe my feet on the rug, but again, if you don't believe me, if you do not believe me, go Google it. You just Google it. Ask what is the top college football rivalry, and I promise you, the game is there. Number one.
I'm gonna say this. And then we got to move on because we got to get into the show. We 21 minutes into the show. We ain't even got to the top. I'm gonna say this. You stated that you said something, Don. You said something that you said that whoever wins that game wins the Big Ten or has the opportunity to be in the playoffs and win a national championship. All right, I give you that. And you are correct. In recent history, that is very true. Michigan won, Ohio State won the next year. But let's not forget
even in the BCS area, because Ohio State won a lot of times too.
I get what you're saying. But even in that BCS era, towards the end of the BCS era, because BCS era ended in 2013. 2013 was the last BCS national championship game. 2009, Alabama played for a national championship, won. 2010, Auburn played for a national championship, won. 2011, Alabama played for a national championship and won. 2012, Alabama played for a national championship and won. 2013, Auburn played for a national championship and was 13 seconds away from winning. So for a 4-year period, one state was going to be in the national championship game, and they both played in the Iron Bowl. That's the only rebuttal I got to what you said in what you said from 2009.
But you missed the main rebuttal, man.
To 2013, two teams from one state was part.
And I remember that. And I remember that. Like Auburn should have won 2 titles during that time.
Agree.
But that's nor here nor there. But again, I'm not.
It's a point that ain't nobody brought up yet, though, dog.
Hold on. No one is shitting.
Hey, Nick. Hey, man, I'm gonna get out of here, man. It's too cluttered in here. I can't talk, bro. I'm out.
I know. And I'm not trying to cut out nobody's toes. I promise you. Mm-hmm. I'm not shitting on the Iron Bowl. I'm not, because I know it's top 5, maybe top 3, debatable easily. But for me to sit here and say it's number 1, I can't say that because again, a lot of people have put the game above. It ain't even just college football rivalry. It's over any rivalry in sports. They got it up there with the Boston Celtics and the Lakers. They got it up there with the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. They got it up there with the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. It's that big.
Okay, fair. I mean, I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I'm not. I want you to understand. I'm not one of those SEC fans that's going to agree with every SEC narrative out there. Trust me. Go watch a lot of our past shows, and you'll understand what I mean by that. So I'm not disagreeing with you, but the only like I said, the only thing that I'm disagreeing with you about is when you said those 2 teams year back to back. I just wanted to point out in that period of time, one state had 2 teams from one state was either in the national championship game and won or was part of it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that was towards the end of the BCS. Now
And
we can debate. Now I can sit. We can debate about which game is better. We can do that. That's up to that's up. I personally believe that the Iron Bowl is better overall. Now you can make an argument and say that the Michigan Ohio State game has been better recently because one side of the Iron Bowl has been kind of, lopsided and one-sided in a way, and that would be a fair point. I can't debunk that, but overall, I mean, the Iron Bowl, and I know we talked about this, but I got to go back to it because now that we have the conversation, I got to use it to kind of see how we can solidify this. The biggest moment in college football happened in the Iron Bowl.
Right. That's what I was about to get at.
So I just and that game was to determine which team would go play for the SEC championship and who eventually would go on to play for a national championship. So that's where I'm gonna stand on that one. Shout out to Arbenthal in the chat, man. Shout out to my guy Arbenthal for rocking with us tonight, man. Appreciate you so much, man, for coming in and rocking with us as well, man.
Can I make one quick point on this?
Go ahead.
Real quick. A dude. So okay, rivalries have nothing to do with how good the game is. Absolutely really zero. Our biggest rival. I remember in high school, our biggest rival was probably Bullitt County. Some of those games were absolutely awful, right? Awful football. But that has nothing to do with rivalries. When I think of rivalries, one of the things that solidifies the Iron Bowl is a dude risked his livelihood. He pretty much spent the rest of his natural life in prison to deface a monument on his rival's campus.
And
over this game.
About that, people
over this football game.
They were like, "Yeah, I be pulling the tree down there."
Yeah, bro, that is not happening. I don't care if you go to Boston, New York, Lakers, Michigan, Ohio State. Like people, you can't find evidence of that nowhere else.
Yes, you can.
But the Iron Bowl.
You can't find it in the game. And also you got players, because listen, when you play at Michigan Stadium, there's no every player, both teams got to come out of one tunnel. One tunnel. Every other year, I promise you, every time that game is at the big house, they find in the tunnel. Michigan, Ohio players find in the tunnel. Equipment managers from both sides find in the tunnel. Cheerleaders one time find in the tunnel. Like it's always, I'm telling you, it's always something. Like you gotta understand the history behind Ohio State and Michigan in order for you to understand why this is a deep rivalry. It goes back way beyond. And I know, Big Country. Shout out to Big Country. He mentioned, the rivalry a little bit, but you got to go way beyond Lord Carr, Bo Schembechler, and all those guys. Like, yes, we have ancient history. We are a blue blood, team. We are a blue blood football team.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's go back to those games back in the 70s and 60s, the 10-year war. Bo Schembechler, Woody Hayes on the other side of Ohio State. Those guys, they brought it every Thanksgiving weekend, man. Every Thanksgiving weekend. And it ain't even just a game. It's just the whole culture of it.
Where's the prison story?
You got to go look them up, man. I DM you some, man.
All right, okay. Edward's back in. I'm gonna let Edward go because Edward got to make his rebuttal. Edward, go.
Hey, Ohio State, Michigan. I'm gonna start out by saying this.
Okay.
Two of the most historic program ever, college football. I give them that. But see, here's a point that y'all ain't even brought up yet, bro.
Okay.
Everybody rebutting, but it's one key factor that makes Alabama and Auburn different from anybody else. Half of the people in the house with me is Alabama fans. You just see Ohio State, that were two different states. Fathers and sons stopped talking because of Alabama and Auburn, bro. When you lose this game. See, that's the difference. Historically, yeah, okay, we'll give you that. But when you cross that Mason-Dixon line, When you cross that Mason-Dixon line, you got fathers and sons that won't speak to each other the next day after that game. Huh? You literally got folks that get killed over that game if it go the other way. Everybody in my house, I'm the only Auburn fan in my own home. I got the sign on my house right now. House divided, not state divided. Not state divided. Home divided. Alabama, Auburn. I got to look at my enemy here at work the next day. I ain't talking about on the street. See, I got to go to my job, and I got to deal with Alabama fans 365 if they get that win.
24/7.
And that's what said. I'm not saying that is a bigger rivalry in the nation's eye. No, damn what they say, Sports Illustrated. When you cross that Mason-Dixon line and headed down south, nothing there even compare. Not even a Red River rivalry. They're two different states. I stopped talking to my mama. I don't talk to my mama on Alabama and Auburn when they play. We don't talk that day.
Well,
we talk the next day. That's how serious it is. I don't talk to my daughter. I don't talk to my daughter. Alabama and Auburn, man. That's how serious they get. They know not to even call me.
I know how serious it is, man. Like I said, man, I grew up I was in foster home, all right, here in Georgia. And my foster parents, they went to Auburn. Mm-hmm. So I know how serious. And he grew up in a Bama household. So forget the weekend, the whole month of November, he ain't talking to none of his family at all. At all. And like I said, in-state yes, y'all have the biggest in-state rivalry. I give of all sports. I get even bigger than Georgia Tech. Because I know a lot of people here in the state of Georgia, you either Tech fans or you Bulldog fans. I chose option 3. But again, and the reason why I chose not to be a Georgia fan because of academic and just really how Georgia don't treat people of us like color. They only want us to go to that school if we dribbling the ball or throwing the ball down the field and running with it. But that's a whole nother topic we'll talk about on a different show. I don't want to bring up that right now. So, but again, that's the reason why I'm a Michigan fan. But like I said, man, I love Auburn. I didn't grow up an Auburn fan, but I grew up to sympathize for them because again, when you're around a lot of people and you go to the games and stuff, that's all you really know. So, like I said, no, and I wasn't disrespecting the rivalry at all because, like I said, it's up there. I give the Iron Bowl to me. It's bigger than the Georgia-Florida game.
Okay. Tight. You said you had one. You had something else. This show.
You should have named it something else, Nick.
I am. I'm actually going to change the name of this show.
We're going to pull it back
when we get done to something else. It's going to be a whole different show because now we are talking about rivalries. So let's just stay on this because this is the way that the conversation has went. So we're talking about for everybody that's going. We are talking about the game, which is Michigan versus Ohio State, versus the Iron Bowl, Auburn versus Alabama. We're making a pivot right here, and trust me, it's gonna be a different title and everything when it's over with. I'm telling you, it will be. But go ahead, Tight.
It's always been a thing to me. I think there's a difference between popularity and intensity of the games. When Peyton Manning didn't win the Heisman Trophy and Charles Woodson didn't win it, he lost to Charles Woodson. I think like several years later, people went into the fact and what I always believe, what I know to be true. If you were going to get somewhere in media, you were going to Northwestern, you were going to Ohio State, you were going to Michigan, you were going to all these Big Ten schools, and people said they had great influence on what we read in Sports Illustrated and any other place. They are, outside of the Ivy Leagues, that is where you go. Matter of fact, you go to Michigan, Ohio State, even if you want to be in CNN or wherever else, they have a lot of people in the media and they control the narrative. But when it comes to intensity, I'm reminded of how many families they put the tents up, they get the RV, or they already got the little big garage out back, because when that game is about to come on, the family separates. And it's so common. And like we said, in Cleveland and Cincinnati and many places in Ohio, people not concerned with what's going on in Columbus that day, or sometime even for the whole year.
Man, tight. When I moved up,
moved
up here and I found that out, tight, that was a shock to me because it was like all I knew was football and college football and rivalry.
But but you know, like Mobile is a certain type of city. I won't say what it is. Huntsville is, Florence is, Dothan is, Montgomery, and of course Opelika. It's definitely. Hey, you got to be careful what you got on your car when you pull up to that doggone convenience store at night, because you'll get a little jousting or a little heckling, like, oh, you know, this, that, or other. We already know what happens in Tuscaloosa and Auburn, but even when you go to Tuskegee, it's like it's a minefield you're walking through. And I just think that, so I would say, as far as popularity, I know why the popularity is there, because I still don't think that Charles Wilson should have won the Heisman Trophy over Peyton Manning, whatever. But it's the difference between popularity and just that. Year after year intensity. The game was stopped for almost 30 years because the governor said we're gonna tear this state apart if we don't stop.
Yeah.
That's not why. Wait.
Continue.
Let's go down that avenue of how, when you talk about these rivalries, right? Because you just brought up something tight that is very, very important, and I don't think any of us thought about it until you said it, of how politics is woven.
In Alabama, into the Iron Bowl. Bob James was a doggone fullback at Auburn, and Alabama couldn't get nothing. But Bear Bryant Jr. used to get things because of his influence, and that's why Bob James tried to put stuff in the UAB like a football program, and Bear Bryant Jr. used to be like, hell to the no. And
currently, the current governor of the state of Alabama is an Auburn graduate.
Nice lady, nice lady. I like my taxes on my house are just right.
Talking about K.I. Ivy, that's her name.
AKA Mimo.
Yes, it is.
AKA Mimo.
Mimo.
Yeah. I drive to Alabama every other weekend to get my kids. So speaking of I lost my son to this. Man. I lost my son to this.
Oh, I thought
my son, my oldest son that I love and adore. I tried to raise him as a Michigan fan. When he moved to Alabama, guess what? He converted to a Bama fan.
There it was.
He's taking classes right now. He's taking classes right now at Bama. So, but I know college football down south, it means more. It means a lot. They don't take college football serious up there in the north. The north is pro. I'm gonna be quiet on that.
Hey, but
we got pro teams though. You got pro teams though. I'm
gonna tell you though, tight. So you see a lot of Ohio State. You see a lot of Ohio State paraphernalia up here. You see a lot of Michigan paraphernalia. But guess what other team you see a lot of up here, tight?
Pittsburgh.
Stanley. You see a lot of Alabama paraphernalia. You see a lot of Alabama. I can go take pictures of 5 Alabama plates tomorrow at work. Sadly.
Sadly.
It makes me so sick because everybody
sick to my stomach.
It just rolls. I'm like, y'all in Ohio.
but Bama is a black. I hate to say this on the Auburn podcast, but
be nice. I got my Jim Trussell on.
Bama is a Blue Bloods football program.
Okay. Let's have this conversation. Let's have this conversation about this. When did Alabama become a Blue Blood program? Was it when Saban entered? Saban entered?
Bear Bryant.
Okay, wait.
It's going back to Bear Bryant.
Okay, I understand that. But from the end of Bear Bryant to the beginning of Saban, when was Alabama dominant except for the Gene Stallings year?
I'm about to say Gene.
I mean, but they still, it don't matter. They still was a national brand though.
It was national.
At the end of the day, they still had. They still you might not have seen them as much, but they still was there.
Here are your 10 schools. Here are your 10 schools when you talk about Blue Bloods. All right, you got Alabama, you got Michigan, you got USC, you got Texas, you got Oklahoma. I throw Ohio State in there as well. I hate to do that, but they got 8 championships. So
Penn State.
No. Notre Dame is a blue blood.
Notre Dame is
Like
a blue blood.
if I'm
Definitely.
choosing Notre Dame and Penn State, I'm choosing Notre Dame over Penn State.
So where do you put? So where do you put Miami on that list?
They're blue blood.
Okay.
I think they're the latest blue blood to be added.
Yeah.
Just off what they did in the 80s and 90s.
Big
Nebraska's also a blue blood as well.
Hold up. Hold that thought, done. Did I not say something about Nebraska on Friday's show and everybody sat here and told me that it would that I was
Oh
wrong?
my God, Nick!
Oh,
No,
you talking about
you
something
said
different.
no. Hold on.
Say what he said. Say what he said.
What you said was Nebraska is a name in the Big Ten. No, Nebraska was a name in the Big 12.
That's right.
Nebraska ain't did
Really the
nothing
Big
in
Eight.
the Big 10.
It really
Yeah.
don't. No. Hold that thought right there.
Nebraska
Hold that
ain't
thought
did
right
nothing
there.
in the Big 10.
How many times have y'all come on this here show and said that we need to add Oklahoma and Texas as national championships, the SEC titles?
I never said that.
How many
I
times
never
has
said that now.
that been said? So
What
with that
Oklahoma
being
national
said, that's
Is
the
that
reason why
Oklahoma?
I said, well, what about Nebraska then?
Ted,
Because
is that
Nebraska was running
Oklahoma
motherfuckers over
championship?
back in the day. So what about Nebraska?
What's the
I'm
national
just saying,
championship
we keep moving
requirement?
the goalposts. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead.
What's
That's
the,
not-
what's the
the
national
council-
championship requirement for a
the
blue
SEC?
blood to be considered a blue blood? How many would you have?
That's
to
a
have
good question.
blue
I
blood?
don't
I
know.
would say
I
at
don't
least 6.
I'm gonna say at least 6.
However many
Yeah,
might
I
be
say-
right.
Auburn got
I
9,
said
baby.
five.
We
I
a
said
blue blood.
5 or more.
So
Auburn got
take
9.
Texas off, right?
Texas
Auburn
got
has
4.
9. We a blue blood.
Yeah, they got to come off.
Texas
Texas is
got
probably
it.
the biggest
But you-
fraud of a
but you
blue
also
blood
not-
conversation.
in college
But
football.
you're
that
also
I've
not
ever
looking
seen.
at national championships, though. You're not just looking at national championships. You need to look at how many All-American school produce, how many Heisman they produce.
well, put Auburn on
many
the
bowl
list.
Oh, well,
games?
that's
How many bowl games?
Auburn.
How many bowl
Auburn
games?
They got
go
two
ahead.
Heisman
Auburn
winners.
go ahead of
Auburn is
Texas.
Auburn
They
is
got
the
Earl Campbell and Ricky Williams.
13th winningest
And
program
how many
in college
NFL
football history. Auburn is the 13th
Yeah,
winningest
Auburn
program
go ahead of
in
Texas.
college football
See?
history.
See what you get for lowering the standard?
Wow, tight.
I'm just talking. He said,
Yeah, that was
Disrespectful,
unnecessary.
sir.
I'm just saying. Y'all said
That was
Alabama broke it. Y'all
unnecessary,
knew
Tyler.
something was coming
And then
eventually.
you also got to see how many players a school can produce in the NFL. So that's another thing as well.
At 5 first rounders. Auburn had 5
Like
first rounders.
if you and I'm just using Michigan as an example. We won 12 national championships. We had 3 Heisman. We
So I
had
had no problem
I
with
don't know
this.
how many. I don't know how many doggone bowl games and bowl victories we done had. How many All-Americans we done had. But we do, and I hate to say this, and I know everybody don't like this guy, but the best player in the NFL, best quarterback of all time, came out of Michigan. I'm just gonna leave
Oh,
that.
okay.
Tom Brady.
No comment.
I'm a Tom
No
Brady.
comment.
Not according to Lawrence
You
Taylor.
about to have to
Not
change the name of the
according
episode
to
again.
Lawrence Taylor. He ain't buying.
We about to have to change it again. Exactly. We about to
Not
have to
according to
change it
Lawrence
again.
Taylor. He not buying. He was like Joe. He said
Really about to
was it Joe
start something now.
Montana?
You said the name Tom Brady.
Yeah, he said Joe Montana did it no matter what the rules were.
And to be honest, Tom Brady.
I'm just going.
Tom Brady fell into them starting spots.
Yeah. They got him though. I mean, he completed some throws and everything. Yeah,
Hey man,
he did well. Just a different set of rules.
Trinidad Chamberlain fell into a starting spot. That don't mean he can't play.
It's just like Tom Brady made the throws, but I'm like, that stuff Joe Montana had to deal with in them days, man. With one day Charles Hill and your teammate, next thing you know, he's trying to tear your head off, and the hits and the no whistle and no yellow jersey, no skirt on the quarterback. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
No skirt on the quarterback.
I'm sorry, did I say that?
Non-contact.
This man right here is hilarious, man.
The non-contact jersey, he called it skirt. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't. Do I like the
That's
rules
hilarious.
these days? I don't. It's kind of hard for me to even. I'm not that old, but football back in the 80s and 90s were good. Now these days, you can't even breathe on Patrick Mahomes without a flag getting thrown.
Thanks to Brady.
Thanks to
Patrick
Brady.
Mahomes
Yes.
is the greatest quarterback to ever play the game of football. That's all I'm saying.
Here we go with this.
He said
Who
Tom
said-
Brady. You know what
Who
you
he
thought?
said?
I said
He
Patrick
said
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. Yes, that's what I said. And I stand by that
Not-
statement.
Not too good without them fast receivers, though.
Y'all know what I mean. I stand by what I say. I'm just saying. I stand by what I say, man. This is a great conversation, man. I want the audience to know this was not the conversation. I had graphics and everything ready to go and things, but man, this is a great conversation. Hey, Edward, man, you been kind of quiet though. What you got to say about it, Edward?
Oh man, I'm just in the background listening, man. I don't want to be trying to talk over nobody. So
It's your,
I just wait.
The flow is yours. The flow is yours right here.
I wait for you. I'm just waiting for you to summon me up. That's how we play it today.
There it is. I got to go ahead.
Man,
Travail.
As far as the blue bloods, I can't argue with the list that y'all gave. That's all sound legit, And again, don't think nothing of me saying nothing about the Michigan and Ohio State rivalry, because a little known fact, man, Michigan wasn't one of my. I had a couple teams growing up that I really loved. Michigan was one of those teams, which I still kind of like them because they not a threat to Auburn in no kind of way unless we play in a championship. So, that was a team that I really liked. But I'm just enjoying the conversation, man. Y'all boy got it going on tonight, man. Y'all got it going on. I came in one way, but I had to regroup. I don't want to be Charleston tonight. So I had to hit the chill button. I'm gonna lay back and listen. Whatever you need me, just summon me up, man. But y'all boy talking good talk around the water cooler here tonight.
Ted, you said you had the numbers, or you was looking up the numbers about what are the numbers that considered for a team to be a blue blood. I kind of want to have that conversation a little bit.
I don't really know, man. When I look at Michigan, I mean, clearly they are all those national championships. You can't argue with that. 3 Heisman winners. The only pushback I had was Texas, because they just don't. Texas, I think that Texas popularity is the product of money, ton of money, and
more money,
and marketing. Yeah, marketing. I don't think we had this conversation all the time about even Texas fans in the SEC now. Like the fan base feels as if this school has accomplished a lot more than it has. They really hadn't won anything in recent history. They didn't really win in the Big 12. Oklahoma smacked them around there. Like the last time you can really remember them do anything was Vince Young. And before that, when was that? Ricky Williams.
Good point.
Like they weren't winning. They was, they're 8-5 football team historically. Like I don't know how that. I'm sorry. I don't know how that qualifies as a blue blood. Is all. That's all I, in terms of Texas. That's all.
The last time Texas played for a natty was when Bama beat them. I believe.
My bad.
Bama beat them, and that was Saban's first title as a Tide, Crimson Tide. So like I said, you right about everything you said about the money and everything too. So I agree with you on that about Texas.
All right, so go ahead, Ty. Go ahead.
I wanted to not think about what Ted is saying. I kind of challenged Miami. I challenged Miami a little bit because when I think about blue bloods, when they use that terminology for real, you probably started in the 1930s, and some of that stuff is about winning your conference and being dominant over decades. So Miami got 3 decades of dominance if you include this decade. But when you get between 1970, 80, and then 90, when they kind of came about, died out in the 2000s, and then it was a conference. I ain't never had no respect for the Big East when it came to football, none at all.
But Miami was beating Notre Dame, Nebraska, and USC.
Yeah, but that's all you had to beat, and we can say if Auburn.
It don't matter.
But then when they moved, they said we're gonna dominate the ACC. And is this their first ACC championship, or did they even win this year?
They didn't win Duke one.
No, they ain't won.
They have not won the ACC. They have never won the ACC championship. Then nobody got a problem with that. What kind of blue blood this is that?
But guess what?
Auburn got how many more doggone conference championships compared to Miami? Think about it.
Auburn has.
I ain't gonna.
Miami has 9 conference championships in the history of their program.
And 8 of them came from. Well, of course. Most of them came from the Big East basketball school, at the time, And but in the ACC, they've been getting smacked around. Clemson, maybe Georgia Tech.
You about to say a name? I was waiting you to say that name because I wanted to get y'all thought process on Florida State as a blue blood. Do you consider Florida State to be a blue blood?
Absolutely.
How many blue bloods are we giving though?
Since the 80s.
So
I say you got about 24 to be about 20 to be honest.
That's what I was going to say.
Florida State
It sounds like
is
we're
one
giving
of the
20.
They
Bobby
won the
Bowden
conference
Bobby
16
Bowden
times.
Bobby Bowden won two national championships.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dominated it. He dominated the conference though.
95.
And you talking about professional players, got a ton of those.
Here's the thing: is like, what do we if we gonna have a tier of blue bloods, right?
Okay.
When I looked up Michigan, right, these schools that we're mentioning right now,
right?
They don't even compare. The resumes aren't even in
Not
the
at
same.
all.
So
To
you got
call
top
Florida
tier blue
State a blue blood and then turn around and call Michigan a blue blood is really disrespectful to Michigan.
Okay.
Florida State has won 16 conference championships in the history of their program. That number for Michigan was like 50 something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like it's not even in the same realm. And then they have a 40% bowl record. They have a losing bowl record. Florida State does. That's not a blue blood.
Yeah.
I never considered Florida State a blue blood.
You know what I think about this conversation?
Two things, so.
You know what this reminds me of?
A legendary coach, though.
This reminds me of music, right?
So
yeah, you usually become fans of the music that was playing around your college age, right? So while you were in college around, from 17, 18, to maybe however long it took you, they don't put that on your degree, so I ain't judging. But yeah, they don't. That's usually your music of choice. And I think that's what happens when we start talking about blue bloods. Because Miami was so dominant around that time when a lot of people were caring about football, they see them as a blue blood in college football. But really, when you compare the history of these programs, Miami, Florida State, they not even close. It's not even. Yeah, it's not even.
So is it fair to say? Is it fair to say that there is a current team? Okay, let me not say that. Is it fair to say that there is a team in the SEC that you can literally consider to be a true blue blood outside of Alabama?
No.
That's a great question. You have to name some.
I would say, hold on.
The only reason why I say outside of Alabama is because Alabama was so dominant over a 17-year period.
Yeah, but Georgia, Georgia.
I got a
you
question.
win 6 national championships in 17 years. Like, I don't care. That is amazing. And then you play for what? But in that 17-year period, you play for what? 13, 14 of them? Or something like that?
Yeah,
so you went to 13, 14 national championships and you won half of them. So I'm an Auburn fan, but I gotta be objective.
I mean, the facts is the facts. You can't make up
that's
facts.
it. You can't debate facts. You can't debate facts.
What are we requiring as a blue blood, though?
I have a question.
Yeah, we still trying to figure it out, and maybe I should write an article on that.
When we look at Oklahoma, Oklahoma. They won the conference 49 times.
How many national championships do they have?
7 national championships, 60% bowl record. Ranked in the AP poll 67 times in the preseason. They've been number 1 101 weeks. Like, this is the makings of a blue blood right here. This is along the lines of the only argument that you could possibly make is that's why I'm going to exclude Miami and stuff, but for the SEC is that if you're going to make the argument that the SEC has been traditionally a tougher conference, then you can say, okay, it's not that easy to win the SEC. Whereas you got Oklahoma, who's been in the Big 12, been part of the Big 8, the Big. I don't even remember the Big 7.
All I want to say is
the Big 7. Who was that?
All I want to say is
say too.
Y'all keep making my point, but go ahead.
I don't understand.
I'm saying, like, I'm looking at it. I can't argue the facts now.
Yeah, one thing that a lot of people not glaze up. A lot of people look over that won 9 titles.
Virginia Tech.
Nope.
Who?
It's up there near Virginia Tech. It's up there.
Penn State.
Not even Penn State.
Virginia.
Pitt.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that's good.
I forgot.
But it's
Tony Dorsett, and then you got
Dan Marino.
That's a good
Dan
one.
Marino.
But it's like as soon as
they got 5 national championships.
It's just
they're not the popular team. They're not the popular
They've also
team.
won the
And
conference 3 times.
Yeah, but they did it so long ago and they ain't been relevant.
Because a lot of people not putting enough money into that. But I think with the NIL and all that stuff changing, I can see Pitt probably in that 2 years, doing something. Because right now they play in the ACC. They play in the ACC right now.
Yes.
Yeah. And Clemson's going like Clemson ain't been the same since their defensive coordinator went back to Oklahoma.
Right.
I knew Clemson was gonna go take a nosedive.
and Dabo has had a lot of diarrhea at the mouth instead of coaching.
Yeah. And so you got a lot of teams in the ACC. Of course, Miami looks good
Alabama
right now.
grab for you.
Yeah. Of course, Miami look good in that conference right now. But you see teams like Tech, Syracuse, Pitt, one of those teams like Boston College. If they get some money going their way, they can make some noise. Like I said, the NIL now is making. I know a lot of people have mixed emotions about the NIL, but it's making some of these teams. It's making some of these teams look very relevant again.
You know what? You know what's funny? If I'm gonna say Mike McKinney said this. Mike McKinney said outside of Alabama, LSU, Florida, and Auburn, he would consider to be blue bloods.
Florida, let me look them up.
I say Auburn. I say Auburn and Florida. I couldn't put LSU. I put Tennessee for LSU.
Interesting.
Just being honest.
But to your point,
they
do. But to your point, Don, I always said to myself, I always asked this question. I said, if college football meant that much to people in like Connecticut, New York State, New Jersey,
they could easily buy college football.
That's what I'm saying. Like where the financial district is of America. Like if it really meant that, I mean, you kind of saw it with USC, with USC, like when during that Pete Carroll era from like 2001 to 2009, 2010, like when they were winning, like the college football world was staying up to watch the Pac-10 at night.
Right.
We was staying up at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
Now they're going to the beach.
Game. Exactly.
Going to the beach.
You know what I'm saying? So I have always asked the question, like, what if New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, you kind of see it with Penn State. Penn State is in Pennsylvania. You kind of see it with them. But what if that tri-state area really took college football serious? Would Alabama, would Georgia, would Auburn, would LSU, would Florida be able to compete with the Rutgers?
Let me ask you this question.
I don't think it matters.
With that.
Let me say this real quick. In order to understand the Northeast and how they conduct things as far as sports, baseball, basketball,
all that,
are key. And that's soccer. Now you got soccer, hockey. Now you got soccer coming up too. But you got to think about it. Up there in the Northeast, ain't that much land like that to play football.
Right.
Yeah, you got so many football. You got so many football fields here in the South. But up there north, I've been to New York City before. They use the same field to play baseball as the same field they play football on. Here in the South, ain't no sharing no field. You got your football. You got a football field. Yeah, you got a football field. Yeah, up there in Syracuse, for instance, the same stadium they play in is basketball.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
I noticed that.
I noticed stadiums are not that big. They're not. They only hold it's less.
I think Cary don't hold 40, 45.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was getting at, man. That's kind of what I was getting at when I was saying like it wouldn't matter because the reason why, like you said, those Pac-12 games were always exciting in South and down here in the South football is that a lot of what he said. It's not a lot of land, right? A football field in New York costs a lot of money to build.
Because you got to build upward. You got to build up.
I'm surprised they get so many baseball players.
And then on top of that,
when I was driving through Lower Manhattan, I noticed that.
I'm so shocked when I see a baseball player come out of New York City. It's crazy.
We have all year long football weather, pretty much.
True, very true.
I had a cousin that lived in Connecticut. All right, and young cousin. When he started high school, because he played football up there. When he played high school, they moved down here to the South. Why? More opportunity for him to go.
Because this is where y'all leaving out a very critical thing too. Up north, all of their historic like players are basketball. So it's that's mostly what they work on. Like back in the day, that's mostly what they were working on. They didn't care about football. They cared about basketball. Right. The Mecca, Rutgers, Madison Square, Boston Garden. Come on, all that's basketball, bro. Yeah, all that's basketball.
Yeah.
Was at the University of Brooklyn that had the big basketball scandal? It was no one.
Yes.
Like they was shaving points like a mug.
Like you said, you come to the South, all we ever known was football.
Football.
Yeah,
I like football. I like football. I appreciate football.
And that's just like you go out west.
All right, Bobby Boucher.
All they know is baseball.
Right.
Yep.
That's what it is, man.
That's interesting.
No, this is an interesting conversation, man. Like we need to dwell into this a little bit more.
Until the season starts.
Yeah, we can. We definitely can, because that's what we do around the water cooler. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, this was not the plan for the show. I'm just being completely honest with you. We were gonna talk about Alabama is broken.
Yeah, we broke.
We were gonna talk about that and how Auburn is now the new is better. And, man, I gotta go change everything for this show, and it will change as soon as we get off here, man. This is a great episode. This is a great episode, fellas, man. Anything else y'all want to touch on before we get out of here? Anything else you want to touch on, Don, before we get out of here?
I do want to talk about the SEC West.
Well, it's not the SEC West no more.
What the hell they call it now?
It's just the SEC.
Just the SEC.
Just the SEC around. Yeah, they got rid of it. They got divisions. It's just the SEC.
So it's just gonna be like the top two teams play for the championship at the end of the year, end of the season.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
okay.
They changed that 2 seasons ago. Changed that 2 seasons ago. Yeah.
Yeah, the Big Ten, we've been on that for 2 years now. So like, yeah, so that makes sense. Top two teams play for the because like it always, you gotta think about Georgia win the East every single year, and you look at the East, who they playing for real recently. Tennessee may be good here and there sometimes. South Carolina, it just depends on, it just depends sometimes with them. And Kentucky's looking good, but they just can't never really beat Georgia, and sometimes they can't really beat Tennessee sometimes. So, and I don't know why Mizzou is still in the SEC. Y'all need to pack them up and take them. They need to go back to the Big 12.
Missouri, when they first came into the conference, they played for the
SEC
title. They played for the SEC title 2 years in a row. Auburn beat them.
I think they were also like a pretty good tournament team in basketball.
They were
at that time.
Yeah.
It's just a trap. Like I feel the same way about USC and Washington, all of them in the Big 12, man. Look, they need to go back to how conferences were back in the day. But I get it, it's money. It's all about money.
Yeah, the Big 10 is crazy.
Yeah, look, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be two. Look, I say by 2035, it's only gonna be 2 conferences in football. It's gonna be the SEC and the Big 10.
I say by 2031.
I say they're gonna break it off in the 4 just to make it. It's gonna be a north, south, east, and a west.
It's gonna be. I think by 2030. I think by 2031, 2032. I think that timeline gonna be sped up because you got to understand how it's driven. You said the operative word there, money, and a lot of these TV contracts end in 2031. So when these TV contracts end in 2031. You starting to hear now the rumblings of the SEC wants to, not associate with the NCAA, anymore, and want to break off and kind of do their own thing. And then, 2 years ago, not 2 years ago, last offseason, you had the memorandum of understanding where the SEC and the Big Ten now controls how the playoff will be dictated and how it will be structured. So when you start hearing those type of rumblings, and then now when you look at how everything is set up to where when in 2030, 2031, to where ESPN, CBS, NBC, Fox, all of these networks are gonna have to start renegotiating these contracts and with everything moving to streaming, you say 2035. I think 2031, 2032 is when we're gonna see the major shift in college sports, in my opinion. Now, what it looks like, I honestly don't know. I don't know what it looks like. We can all speculate of what it could look like. You know, Ant says it could probably just be one conference with 4 with a north, south, east, west. I mean, that's potential. That potentially could be, or you could have 2 super conferences in the Big Ten and the SEC. So I
look
mean,
like Disney World.
Is
Yeah, boy.
That's what it's
A Disney World theme park, man. Yeah, we're going to Epcot today. Or we're going.
You want to go to Animal
World?
Yeah, it's exactly
You want to go to Animal Kingdom?
So,
Yeah,
I
we're going to do. We're going.
I think it should be
Yeah.
like that anyway, man. Because the thing is, even with this 12, I don't like this 12 playoff format.
I don't think
You got
anybody
teams.
does, man.
You got teams that sneak in like Ohio State, man. They ain't played for a conference title in I don't know, like 4 or 5 years. Probably longer
They
than
played
that.
last year. They played last year. They lost to Indiana last year.
And they
13-10.
lost. And then they lost. But here's the thing. This is my philosophy. If you win your conference, you win the damn playoffs.
Well, does that include group of 5?
What happens if you lose your conference? Just your opinion.
Does that
real
include the
quick.
group of
I just
5?
wanna get
Group of 5, and then you add you got to add another couple of teams to kind of make it kind of
Yep.
even.
Need 16.
Yeah.
But that's when you can again. You got Sun Belt Conference. You got these other conferences. You can get a shot too.
I'm a
Alabama,
proponent
baby.
of all conference champions getting in, and you can do a couple at large to get you to 16 left running. Because I'm looking out for the little man.
I mean,
Hey, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on
I
that.
feel like that'll work better than what you got going on now, because you got to think about it. You only gonna have 2 conferences with at least 4 or 5 teams.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
when you go 16, there's no way SEC gets more than 2 teams. The one that won a conference and maybe in the back, and I guess the winner up, or do we even need it? If we have a conference championship, same for the Big Ten, same for the ACC, and then you may have one group of 5 that may have 11 wins, but then win their conference. You might, but if not, it's going to be another Big 12 or the Pac-2.
What is
so
what is coming down to is the title game ain't meaning nothing no more, regardless of the fact.
Yeah, I just
if you
think
win or lose. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not a good question for tonight, but I do like that conference. What team that's in a Power 4 conference? What school? Like Rutgers been kind of hinting at it, and Louisville got a whole doggone dossier out there. Who gonna tap out first? Who gonna be the first school to be like, you know what? F it, I can't cope. I'm out.
Let's hold out. Let's hold out. That's
a good question.
Yeah, let's hold out for another.
There's too many white papers being written for me to believe. And if you don't know what the white paper is, that's when somebody put some serious thought, take pen and put serious thought to paper about 20, 30 pages deep, because they're telling you this ain't gonna work.
Like Notre Dame, like with Notre Dame. Yeah, like Notre Dame, they got mad because they didn't make the playoffs, and I'm like, bro, y'all ain't even in conference.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I don't think they got mad. They just exercised their right.
I want to say, like, let's clear that up. Notre Dame did what Notre Dame agreed to do. So,
and then they changed their mind on them.
Memorandum of understanding.
Right.
Notre Dame was guaranteed a playoff spot if they won 10 games in the regular season. All they had to do was win 10 games in the regular season and be ranked in the top 12. They would be one of the teams that would be in the
it was a contract, right? Like an agreement?
It was a contract.
Yeah.
It was an agreement. Thank you, Ty. That's exactly what happened. There was an agreement. There was an agreement between Notre Dame's athletic director and that. So Notre Dame was like, all right, we were ranked above Miami. Okay. We were ranked number 9 above Miami.
Right.
And guess what? Miami played. Miami didn't play. We didn't play. And then the next week, even though we fall back, we should still be in the college football playoff. It's based on the understanding.
And the people that committee said.
So Notre Dame was like, all right, per our agreement.
Bro,
how much time can you say that paper tight? God dang.
The funny thing about that Notre Dame, it's like the funny thing about that Notre Dame conversation is like most people, even the people that disagree with Notre Dame and say that they should have played this game, they agree with that in principle, Nick. Like they agree that like if you have a contract with somebody and they renege on their part of it,
Right.
then you're not going to follow through with the rest of your part. Like most people do agree with that, but it's just that fandom gets in the way and stuff like that. And then we got to go to the extreme, but like most people agree with that.
And they can't
think about it. You don't hold up your end of the bargain. I'm not going to hold up mine.
And then the thing about it is they don't have to accept the bid to a bowl game if they don't want to.
Right.
A bowl, you can accept the bid or you cannot. Teams have that opportunity to do it. And now that so much emphasis has been put on the college football playoff and making the playoffs, a lot of teams aren't doing it. A lot of teams are like, man, no, we'll just get we'll get a head start on getting recruiting and signing and getting our transfer portal class.
I don't agree with that.
It's
like if you start practicing your recruits, though. I mean, Alabama took a lot of people to get beat down with Indiana. They took a lot of people out to California. Well, starting with the Oklahoma game, but they had like Sedarian Morgan. About 17 guys who's early enrollees. They started practicing them, and Saban always talked about the bowl game gave him time to get the 20 days of practice. He said that was a lot of people said when they lost to Florida that first time, it's like we lost to Utah, and I think in 2008, in the bowl game, and everybody thought they said it's like we was practicing against Florida again, even though we had just lost to Florida in the SEC championship. And indeed, he was out there practicing for Florida, which they beat the next year. I mean, it's just the practice time is crucial, and I just thinking, and then some of these players could, like OJ Howard, he had like a SC championship, he had a national championship game, and then he was in the NFL because he was hurt so much that year. I think sometimes the guy get that extra look, man. You never know if he have a breakout game. So, but they know the dang people, they like their players. So I just think you got to think about the players too, and don't.
Gregory McCart, he said, was anybody on this chat born before 2004? Yeah, all of us were.
I was born in the 1900s, my guy.
Me too. I was born in 19. He said, if so, was you pissed off? I think we all pissed off. I think he's talking about the Auburn 04 thing. So, what's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on that?
About Auburn 04?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I was in Auburn at that time. Around the program. Well, not around the program, but around a lot of players. Like it was it's a tragedy that happened. For real. It was because it was a unique year too, because you gotta think about it. Tommy Tuberville was on his way out, right? Like they were trying to fire him the year before. They were looking for any reason to let this man go, and he came back with an undefeated season, and not getting to be able to play for a national championship was definitely, it hurt. I would have loved for it to be a college football playoff then. So like that's why, even to this day, when people say they don't like the playoffs, like they like it when their team make it, right? You get that 12th spot, it's okay. It's like when LeBron said he didn't like the play-in games, but he's been in the play-in game ever since. You know what I mean? So it's like I get that part of it, man. But yeah, I think that year right there in 2004 is why we have what we have now. Why we having this conversation right now?
You know what? Auburn has had the most influence on how college football title games have been changed, and we don't even pay no attention.
One thing that from that Iron Bowl conversation that was having that I forgot to point out is that stretch of football, to your point too, Nick. I mean, and that stretch of football that you said when Alabama won national championship, we won national championship, then they won 2, we went to 1. You have to understand that these were 2 new coaches that immediately had success. I think that is the reason why now coaches get 3 years, because prior to that, coaches had longer contracts. But after that period of time, that 4 to 5 year stretch, it was like, oh no, we see you can come in and be a Nick Saban. You can come in and be a Gus Malzahn. You can get to national championships.
And that was crazy. That's still crazy.
People had their expectations, and they started firing a lot of coaches just simply because from that period of time.
I remember Paul Feinbaum when they hired Nick Saban. He was like, well, I know what this guy's going to do. He's going to come in here and do the same thing he did at Michigan State. And then 2 years later, he was like, I think he could play for a national championship in 2 years. And I think Saban won that conference champ. He won that national championship in his third year just to piss Paul Feinbaum off and to prove him wrong, because it was like that dude was so wishy-washy, man. Then he just started sticking his tongue. Anyway.
So look, this is
I don't
why
know where that was going.
This is why that's why I tried to cut him off. This is why I said what I said, right? The 04 team went undefeated, didn't play. So then that's when you got what? The BCS? Yeah, that's when the BCS hit.
BCS era.
So after the BCS era, think about it. Like you said, like to Nick and Ted's point, you had a 5-year stretch where you ain't have nothing but 2 teams out of one state play or win a national title.
And they had to
after
change
Auburn
that.
lost, they changed it to the playoff system.
Because they was like, oh, they outpointing us, so we can go to it. Let's get a chance to play them. And then 14 championship, they really had a problem in the 14 because they was having to include a lesser fourth, I guess, and they couldn't get enough to meet Big Ten or Pac-12, whatever teams in. So opening up the 12 is definitely it has really helped to kind of slow the SEC down to me. That and NIL and portal.
I got a question for you though. Just outside of, because a lot of people complained about the BCS, which is why we got the playoff. Outside of 04 Auburn, what are some other times where they actually got it wrong? Where the BCS model was just so wrong that we need a playoff.
Well, you also had those lesser teams. I can't remember who. I can't even go back like that. That was too much Smirnoff.
I feel like the college football playoff has gotten it wrong more than I've seen the BCS get it wrong. It's just that one time in 2004 it was egregious, but now every year it's just like, bro, why are they even playing?
Well, I think one time without Auburn being playing for a national championship was like, just think if you had a 14 playoff from 1980, y'all probably have 4 more championships right now.
True.
Yeah.
Just a 14. That what you want? I mean,
that's why they created these BCS and the playoff committees, because in the 80s and 90s, you saw teams that was under Pat Dye, teams that were under, even the 80s teams, Vince Dooley, Bo Schembechler at Michigan, they didn't really get the chance to get in.
Yeah,
they was like, they going off popularity.
And then
when they created the BCS, because the BCS, when they created the BCS, I'm like, I already knew. I knew the writing of the wall was they're going to create a playoff system,
right?
But even with the playoff system,
they just didn't want to commit it.
But it's like we didn't trust the computers, and now we don't trust the people. So it's like, what is it? The era of football that we all love, know and love, that we talk about all the time. Oh, we wish it would go back to this. That was the BCS era. That's when bowl games mattered. That's when you wake up and you see that Rose Bowl picture coming in, and you get excited. Like, that was the BCS era.
Well, I like the BCS era better than I like the 70s and Alabama. I think even before I was born, they had a couple undefeated one-loss teams that they just got totally ignored, depending on who was voting, what paper, UPI, AP, who the writers want to see play. So I like the 14. I don't think the 14 was ever just crazy. I just don't like the fact that the group of 5 people get ignored. You just can't tell me I got to pay dues to be in the NCAA, be in the conference, and I have no shot at the final title. I don't care. Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, then doggone it, Tulane could beat Ohio State for a national championship. It's just whatever.
And this is why I went back and said earlier, I put it like this here. You got the SEC, ACC, Big Ten, Pac-12,
Pac-2,
or whatever you want to call it these days. You got
now they got some more teams. Now it's probably Pac-8.
You got the MAC. You got the MAC. You got the WAC.
Sun Belt Conference USA.
I feel like you have 6 conferences, right? 6 conferences. Out of those 6 conferences, whoever
it's 9, by the way. It's 9.
It's 9. Okay, 9. All right. And some of those conferences can get consolidated, and then you can make one big conference. So there you go. But I think having 8 conferences is good. All right, you win that conference, you win the playoffs.
All right.
All right, have four games, eight teams that won their conference have 4 games.
Yeah,
It is.
and so I've made my model public. I got to write it down so people can visualize it. But I just think you need I think you need a 3-team conference playoff in each conference. That's it. 1, 2, and 3. 2 and 3 play each other. 1 get a bye week, and whoever win that go win them. Whoever win out of that conference championship tournament, they go on to the college football playoff. You could do 6 teams. You can let the group of 5 get the 2 highest ranked group of 5 champions out of that conference get in there, and you do 6 teams that way. And you say, what about Notre Dame? And I just like, hey, what about them? That's their choice. They'll figure it out just like they figured it out this year. So I'm not really concerned with them. Yeah, I'm not concerned with them. But I just think that would provide a model where you would actually have to win your way into a national championship versus the popularity. Because anytime you get people to pick teams, it's tough for them to turn off history. Right? You can say that all you want to, but if I gotta give my opinion on the team, it's tough for me to look at it and say, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. When we talk about Georgia and we give them predictions, a lot of it is not. A lot of the talk that I see has absolutely nothing to do with Georgia, with what Georgia has on their football team and how they actually projects. It has to do with Kirby Smart and what he's traditionally done.
What I call him says. What I call Georgia.
2 more minutes, fellas. 2 more minutes.
It got something to do
reliable.
Reliable. I was about to say, I thought it had something to do with accidents, but that's neither here.
No, not that part. Not that part.
Damn.
I'm just saying, whenever you get humans in to pick teams, they cannot turn off tradition and history in the back of their mind. So these teams are always gonna get a nod. It's a truth be told, and then no knock the tight, but hey, Kentucky can't go 9-2 or whatever, and then lose in the SEC championship and still make the playoff. They can't. But Georgia can, or Alabama can. These schools that have traditionally been doing well, they can do that. But certain schools, that's not going to fly. Sir.
That's 10-2.
10-2.
9-3.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. These other schools can't do that. You know what I mean? Vanderbilt's on the outside looking into that with the same record.
Let USC go 9-3 and watch where they be.
Fellas, we gotta end the conversation right here, man. This is a great conversation, man. We gotta come back and do it again, man. We appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to Edward that hopped on with us, man. Marcus had to hop off as always. Ant, what you gotta say to people before we get up out of here, my guy?
I don't even know tonight.
All right, man. All right, Tight. What you gotta say to the people before we get up out of here?
Hey, man, it was fun. Thank you for having me on. Tomorrow night, got a new show time, not doing 7 o'clock. Chat GPT said that's just stupid. Anyway, so we're gonna kick it off at 9 o'clock. So have some coffee. Somebody was at DC. Somebody said late night with Tight. That's where I'll be. Catch me around the herd on my YouTube channel and TikTok, Tightsports.
Y'all gonna be talking about that.
I like that late night with Tight.
Late night with Tight. I like that. Tez, where can they find you at, my guy?
Man, y'all can find me over at It's SEC Season on all platforms. Of course, tomorrow 6:30. You guys tune in 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tune in. We're doing week 3. We're on week 3 of the college football season, where we're picking each and every single college football game and comparing it to the actual results and what the pundits say. And of course, Thursdays, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time on your lunch break. Come spend it with us over at SEC Season for lunch breaks. And this week's show is titled "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number."
There it is.
So it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting.
The Don. Tell them where they can find you at, my guy. Where can they find you?
All right, y'all can find us on YouTube at The Heavy Hitters. It's spelled THEE Heavy Hitters. Make sure y'all go subscribe to that channel. We also have Mad Mike Network. We cover pretty much everything from all sports. We also have the STS show, pretty much talking about just men's mental health. And then we also talk about wrestling too. So we're trying to branch out to do a lot of things, man.
Oh yeah, y'all talk about wrestling.
Yeah, we do.
No, well the Usos just lost the titles for everybody.
I figured they were gonna drop them.
Man, we can't. No. Let's not do that because I can go a whole another 30 minutes.
We can wait after. We can wait till after the show.
I can go a whole another 30 minutes talking about that, bro. And I no, we can't. We can't do that right now. This show This show was literally going for another hour. If we talk about I'm not doing it, bro. Because I got some problems with how they booking these dudes for WrestleMania.
I do too.
I ain't liking it, bro. But it is what it is.
I'll drop y'all the link when we do our wrestling show. If y'all want to join us, man, y'all more than welcome to join.
Oh yeah, sign me up. Yes,
bro. Listen, I have not watched wrestling so long. I remember when I was on there, y'all was saying I looked like somebody from wrestling. I had no idea who y'all was talking.
Trick Williams.
Trick Williams, man.
I have no idea who that is.
Trick Willie.
Trick Willie.
It was funny because everybody was
talk
laughing.
about it. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Trick Willie probably one of the hottest in WWE right now. Be honest.
I had no idea who that is.
Hey, you got on some lemon pepper steppers. You got on some lemon pepper steppers.
He played. His name was Matt Trick Williams. He played at. He played at South Carolina.
He did.
South Carolina.
He played at South Carolina. He was wide receiver. He had a stint in the NFL with the Eagles. So yeah.
He legit. He legit.
Yeah, man. 6'5", 250 pounds. That's what he is.
Oh, well, I'm not that.
Everybody all the time. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, man. We about to get up out of here, man. As always, man, we appreciate y'all so much. But before we do that, man, make sure that y'all go subscribe to these YouTube channels. I got Ted's at SECs and Tightsports, Alabama Football Megacast. I got DC Wolf over at Auburn Addicts TV, Dustin over at the Uptempo Podcast, B Sharp over at Sharpshooter Sports Talk, man. I got Vandy Chris over the Go to Broom Podcast and the Anchor Down Live Podcast on Facebook. The Huggy Beard himself on YouTube and on Twitter. I got Edward Kid Countryman on YouTube, and of course the legend himself, Bubba and the Old Man, Auburn Sports Talk. Also JMHO Sports Talk, when I got Coach Sean on the Block Sports with Coach Carl, and of course I got Dylan over at the College Loop. Also, man, support people that support Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Shout out to I got DJ. They want supporter. That's my quarterback right there, man. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Holly with an EY. And also follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. You heard him tonight on the show, ladies and gentlemen. It is Chef Country, Adelines by Chef Country, 2371 Highway 14 in Toggleville, Alabama. Well, we do it right, man. Ribs, strawberry banana pudding, steaks, ribeye steaks. He got it all. We will be there October 17, 2026, going live from Adelines for the Auburn versus Georgia game. We will be doing the show live from there the day of the game. So come chill with us, man. Come have a great time with us at Adelines, 2371 Highway 14 in Toggleville, Alabama. Also, man, if you have not already, go check out.
Pull up.
Yeah, come on, pull up. Come on. Yeah. If you have not already, go check out our interview with Kendrick Abel Jr., man, class 27 prospect out of Theodore High School. Got offers from Jacksonville State, Troy, Alabama A&M, and he has some interest from Georgia Tech. Had some interest from Auburn, had some interest from some guys from some schools in the Ivy League, Dartmouth and Harvard. So go check out that interview, man. We had a great sit down with him. So go check him out. Rushed for over 1,500 yards last year during his junior season, and definitely gonna do bigger things his upcoming season for his senior season. So go check out that interview on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network on YouTube, where you're watching us at right now. Also, man, before we get out of here, man, make sure that you go and follow us on our social medias. Follow us at CoolersPod23 on Twitter, at the Water Cooler Talk on Instagram and TikTok. Trying to grow that Instagram following and that Twitter following. So please, if you haven't already, go over there and follow us there at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook, and visit www.watercoolertalksports.com. Again, it's www.watercoolertalksports.com for all the college football, SEC football, and of course Auburn football news in written form, and also football recruiting. Tonight's show, as soon as we get done, this show will be live. Will be posted on the website so you can see it. It'll be up roughly about 15 to 20 minutes after the show ends, and when you visit, you can watch it there as well, man. We appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. Shout out to the Don for coming and rocking with us around the water cooler, man. We appreciate y'all so much for that, man. Shout out to Ted, shout out to Tight, shout out to Ant. Marcus had to dip out. Shout out to our guy Edward, man. We appreciate y'all so much. As always, before we get out of here, man, shout out to everybody that was in the chat with us tonight, man. We appreciate y'all. Before we get out of here, man, as always, man, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. Make sure y'all give the man upstairs above his, because he deserves all the praise and all the glory. And guess what? We will be back here Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We'll be back around the water cooler. And as Martin did when he walked out of the out of the department for the last time on the Martin show. He wrote 2 words. Those 2 words were one love. We out this thing. Y'all be easy, man. Peace.
This has been a presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.